I never beat you up, but I feel an innate rage
on.
inside where I actually want to beat you up right now for the first time ever.
Really?
Which is pretty good because we've been brothers for 40-something years, but
45 years. Joe.
45 years. You son of a bitch. Don't you correct me.
You guys start fighting right now.
Guys, both my brothers, welcome to the Brotherly Love podcast here. While both my brothers are busy, distracted by their phones, scrolling social media, I'm trying to hold down the fort and give you some sort of quality entertainment. So let's talk. Let's get to know each other. Welcome to the Brotherly Love podcast. It's Friday. How was your week? Going into a hopeful weekend. Hey, Matt.
Those glasses.
Yeah.
Rose-colored lenses.
I like to see the world through rose-colored lenses.
Are those new?
No.
I like those with the baby blue.
Thanks, buddy.
It's a nice touch.
Did you say diamond rose?
Uh,
You're trying to get away from me, but you're sending subliminal messages that say something else. Quite the contrary, Andy.
we got to talk about
What
it.
a contradiction you are.
This darn movie's been haunted. So on IMDb, which is like, for everyone that doesn't know, I'm sure you all know, but IMDb is like a place where you can
Wait,
go.
are we rolling?
Yeah, we're doing a podcast.
Oh.
It's in a place within the industry where you can go check out what people are doing.
Oh, I thought you were going to say
And
it's,
it's
the place where we sit down with mics where we talk.
Place
No,
where,
that's the podcast.
The place where entertainers go to die.
IMDb. So you
If
go
it says
there.
you have 40 things going on IMDb, it means you're a complete idiot. Like, you're not, because you look at the real elite actors that are really kicking ass. They got like 2 things because that's what it should be.
Yeah.
40 is people just throwing
There's
stuff
a
up
couple.
there.
There's
you
a
know?
couple things. IMDb.
My brother's second cousin is doing a film, and I'm committed to it. Sorry, I won't say anything.
IMDb is usually pretty, like authentic, and you can get some quality information about people.
No, it's great. It is.
However,
great. It's amazing. I love it.
There's a couple things on my IMDb that aren't accurate. One being I was never Mangold in Sniper 2. Okay, I was like 7 when that movie came out, and that was not me. I was not Major Mangold in Sniper 2.
First of all, your name was Mangold.
I think so.
It
There's
sounds
like some credit
that
on
was
there.
a first and a last
I know.
name. You know, what'd be funny. That sounds like that'd be like some Bond villain, Mangold.
So it says, I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's something like that. Mangold number, whatever.
If it was a last
On
name,
Sniper
I
2.
understand, like Mangold.
That's
almost
what it
like
is.
The filmmaker.
That's what that's the name.
Mangold,
That was like,
you know?
it was like Sergeant Mangold or something.
Oh,
or like,
okay.
I'm so confused.
And then the other one is
I don't have
Diamond
anything.
Rose. I don't know what this is. Joe seems to have an idea what this movie is. I
was
don't
something
know what
that
that
was-
is. And
it
it's
was
not getting
something
made. At least
somebody
as
was
of now,
going
it's not.
to. I think somebody
Take it off.
Somebody was going to send a script to us, and they sent the script. It was pretty good, and then they were going to make the movie, and they never made it.
And now
But
it's just
somehow they have an
haunts.
ability to put stuff up that.
It's just haunts.
We're doing
I got a
that
funny story. It's
we're
not my
not
story
doing.
to tell, but I'm going to tell it anyway.
So anyway,
I'm going to tell a story. It's not my story to tell, but I'm going to tell it. Okay.
okay, that's
When my
always
buddy-
a good way to start
When
off.
my buddy Richard Switzer started out in Hollywood, he was making a movie and he didn't know what the hell he was doing. He was like, I think he was like 20. Okay, he's just winging it, and he attached Richard Grieco to one of his movies without telling without actually talking to Richard Grieco.
Okay.
And one day his phone rings, an unknown number calls him, and he picks it up and he goes, "Hey, Richard, it's Grieco." I swear, Grieco called Richard and was like, "I saw this movie that's on my IMDb list."
Come on.
I swear.
Wait a minute. Richard Grieco.
Called
Called-
Switzer, Richard Switzer. I know it's complicated because they're both,
Right.
But yeah,
Right. So Richard called Richard.
Richard called Richard.
Okay.
And he was like, I saw this thing. What is this movie? I want to do it. Is this real? And then supposedly the movie never got made, but they had a nice calling back and forth relationship for a while.
Wow.
Yeah. Or maybe not, actually. I think Richard Grieco called Switzer, but his phone was always blocked. His number was always blocked, so Switzer could never actually call him back.
One of the coolest things ever was that thing in Night at the Roxbury, which was like
Grieco! I know.
Grieco.
He's great. He's
Night
great,
at the
man.
Roxbury was amazing.
If looks could kill, is that what it is?
Oh my God, I love that movie.
It's a good movie.
Okay, wait a minute.
I want to redo that movie.
I was obsessed with that movie. That movie came out in 1991, and it was a great premise. Was it executed great? Not like great, but it was a great premise in that a kid got this.
Hold.
What's happening?
He's got to go tell him not to fuck up his lizards.
Oh.
What's going on?
You come back, you're just beat up. What happened, dude? I might have
We had a
gotten
little talk.
rude. I might have gotten a little rude with them, and they got mad at me. So they beat me up. Again? Yeah,
Just
Joe.
like this.
Yeah, you're good. It's okay. They're gonna stop when they're
I'm
done.
just gonna have to finish the podcast like this.
And then I was wondering if after we're done, one of you could drive me to the hospital.
I'll just be preaching my speech. Just increasing.
What I love is that you're like, so what do they say? You're just bloody and beat up. They're gonna stop when they're done.
No,
Great. Well played.
yeah, I've been, obviously I have help with the
Vegetation.
the yard and vegetation. We got a lot of trees and stuff. So, the guys come once a week, and yeah, so I got a lot of work going on. In fact, if you want to go and check it out on YouTube, I'm doing some rebuilds of the reptile enclosure.
What was the thing you used to call it? It's the very backyard herps or something.
Backyard herps.
I mean, dude, that title.
Isn't it great?
I love the idea of it. It's brilliant. The title itself, though, like for a
Backyard
guy
herps, man.
who doesn't know what herps is, I would just honestly, you originally told me that, I was like, bro, that's not good. I don't know. They have treatment for that. There's pills for that, Matt. There's pills.
Backyard herps.
There's medication for that, Matt. There's medication for your backyard herps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, when you say backyard, what part of your body are you referring to?
Exactly. Is there a medical term for backyard? No, anyway, but you're building new lizard cages, and that'll be up on our premium or on YouTube.
YouTube.
Go to
I'm probably
YouTube.
gonna put
Go
up
to
on
YouTube.
some
Yeah.
YouTube stuff. Yeah, just see what's going on back there. But yeah, the zoo is
You're not going
It's
to believe what's
ever-morphing.
going on back there. A lot of stuff.
a lot of stuff. Yeah, it's super cool.
All right. Well, I'm glad we're rolling. What were we talking about before you ran off to handle something?
Me, by the way, is snoring, and
Really loud.
it's making me want to snore. Like I'm ready to take a nap.
No,
Is anybody a nap out there? I'm a napper. I'm not a lover or fighter. I'm a napper.
I'm
You guys are fighters.
I'm not a nap.
Let's talk about fighting.
Well, you
Brotherly quarrels.
Let's talk about fighting.
Throw them up.
And he's like, I got a little segue. I'm going to talk about napping. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to say I'm a napper, but I'm not a lover or a fighter. And then I'm going to throw it to you guys and say, you guys are fighters. Let's talk about brothers fighting.
You know what?
And then we can
That's it, Matt.
remember when you guys used to do this? You just beat him up. Cut to that lifeless body. We have like a lifeless body like under the table. It's like this thing.
I
and-
rip off his arm.
Yeah. I'm going to
Beat you with your own arm.
I'm going to rip off your right.
No, stop! Stop! Give me my arm back.
Not like ripping off a man's arm, and beating him down with it.
Oh my gosh.
Joe, I'm coming after you with an old boot.
Yeah, well, if you want to talk about fighting, we can. Because honestly, we didn't really do too much.
Never
of it
been in a fight.
Because
Joe.
Joe
Wasn't my
keeps getting if it's not vibrating, it's ringing. I don't understand. Joe doesn't.
Mine's off.
Joe doesn't have silent mode. He's got like different random sound mode. Flip a coin.
Oh, I know what we were doing. I was flipping through my IMDb to see if there was stuff on there that I wasn't in or part of, and I came across like 5 or 6 of them.
Yeah. That's what
And I
we're
was like,
talking
"Oh
about.
my! I can't believe that's on there." And then I realized I wasn't.
Oh,
It's a real disaster.
I'm not in these damn
I wish I
movies.
could erase them from my IMDb, but I am in them.
Ranger girls.
And then-
Ranger girls from space.
Dude,
that
what
one?
is this?
Wait,
An ex-girlfriend who shot a home video,
What?
released it with me, released it
Matt.
as a short.
Matt, I don't. What?
What the heck?
What?
I'm not kidding you,
Oh gosh.
man.
Hmm.
You gotta be careful, man. Can't be shooting shorts, home videos that get turned into shorts. What is that? What
You're
the
the
heck is
weirdest-
that?
Honestly, you may be one of the weirdest dudes I've ever met. Honestly,
That is one of the strangest.
as a kid, I never
I've
actually
never
really,
heard-
I never beat you up, but
Oh,
I
something like-
feel an innate
Come
rage
on.
inside where I actually want to beat you up right now for the first time ever.
Really?
Which is pretty good because we've been brothers for 40 something years, but
45 years. Joe.
45 years. You son
You know,
of a bitch.
I'm
Don't,
gonna-
don't
Son
you
of a
correct me.
bitch. You guys start fighting right now.
That's so great,
You
man.
never fight.
No.
I'm gonna go through our home videos and release them as shorts and movies features with you guys.
What's that?
I
mean,
don't know.
Let's put it this way. It wasn't like a home video in the sense of like someone was recording on their phone. This person had a friend who had a camera and was interested in filmmaking.
True.
No.
And several
camera.
And a script. And we filmed for about 3 weeks. Wait,
No,
this is
no,
an action.
Matt, that's a
no,
film.
no.
Oh, you know what? You could say it was a film.
We shot for a day.
Call it what you want. All right.
We shot for a day, and it was to help this person get into acting. It's not a short. It was like a
That's a short.
no, and forget it. But I'm just saying, like,
What? You were so angry before, and now you're
I'm
just
not angry. I was just surprised because no one mentioned to me that it was going to be put on out there as a short and on my IMDb. I don't know. It's so weird.
You're like, I like to look like I'm busy, but I don't want to also have
No, this was years
Quality
ago.
work. Not something from 1999 that clearly has not come out. You know what's interesting though? Andy did say something about like fighting, and you know, honestly, all kidding aside, we really didn't fight that much growing up. I mean,
I guess not.
I was not a fighter, so
No, you were not
I
a
didn't
fighter.
fight with you guys. I know you two had some string outs,
Not
but
really.
I didn't. Sure you did. It was, you know,
What?
and then obviously there were times where, I mean, I remember the few times where you pissed me off, and then what I would do is I would just I would like pick you up for a minute because you were littler than me, and I'd be like, hey man, stop, and I would just go to move you out of the way because he was like standing in front of my closet. We shared a room till we were 16, right? I was 16, and and then he would throw himself into the wall.
Yeah.
Oh, and he'd come off and he'd be like
Yeah.
this. And
They
I'd be
try to
like,
make you feel bad.
and I'd be like, Matt, you're fine, right?
The guilt. Yeah.
He'd act like he couldn't move. And he was like,
And then
and I'd be
As
like,
soon as you
Matt,
didn't
listen to me.
look
So wait, so then I'd
away.
come over to him and then he'd go like this. And he'd get this weird, I don't even want to do it because honestly, I have a little head cold and it makes my head hurt. Honestly, but he would shake, his head would shake. And then I would sit on him because he was little.
Yeah.
I would sit on him. I'd go, bro, listen,
Dude, it's so
if I let you up, you're not going to freak out on me, right? And he'd be like, I'd be like, you're not going to freak out if I get up, right? I swear to God. Because he bit me. He bit me once, really hurt. And he also,
He's vicious.
yeah, he also punched me in the groin very hard and it hurt. So I never actually punched him because I was so much bigger. And I remember Dad would always tell me, let me tell you something, you're 3 times the size of him if you touch him. So I didn't touch him, but he was like, he would just, you know, come up and do those every now and then. So
Give me a
yeah.
good shot.
Yep. And I'd be like, I swear to God, he'd be like, Dad, you know. So
no, I didn't.
no, he didn't. But I would sit on him and he'd be like, he would not say a word. You promise you're not going to hit me if I get up. You remember me saying that, right?
Of course.
Like this.
Yeah.
Yep. And then, of course, they'd find me sitting on him and they'd yell at me and I'd get in trouble. He threw himself
Yeah.
into the hamper several times.
Yeah.
And the reason why I know is
kinda
because
remember this.
I would throw him, like I would just move him and he would take himself and then he'd jump in the hamper and act like I was
What do
this
you mean?
horrible person.
I was ahead of my time. I was pulling the LeBron James before LeBron
Oh
James.
my
was
gosh, was that the
flopping.
best video ever?
Yeah.
The one against Tatum recently
Yeah.
from a few weeks back. Oh my God. We're all
Let's
hoping
not
for
single out LeBron. I was
hoping for a
NBA.
speedy
I
recovery.
was NBA 2024 back in 84.
Yeah, you were. You
I
were.
was a flopper.
You were.
He played possum against me too. and then
I
he
like to
hit me
play.
in the
I like to
stomach.
play possum.
Yeah, but then he
Anything
actually
that
hit you.
is in
then he
nature,
actually hit me in the stomach.
I would take it and use against
Yeah,
you two
yeah.
guys.
And then you hit our little brother. I just had a little Altoids.
Oh,
Bless you.
jeez.
I have 1 mint and I sneeze a
I'm
couple.
allergic to mint too, dude. Isn't that funny?
Aren't you allergic to
Why is
peppermint or
that?
spearmint or
Yeah, I am.
something?
I sneeze
You
a couple
sneeze a
times
lot. I'm the same.
when I have peppermint.
Same as you.
I don't know why.
My
but
tongue
anyway.
swells.
Isn't that funny? Because mine doesn't. Wait a minute. No. But and then he punched you in the stomach
Yeah.
once, right?
Yeah.
I gave him a good uppercut.
I was a puncher
He fell
Then
down.
you were a biter.
and
Yeah.
a biter
You're
and a flopper.
you're a
Yeah.
real wow. So
dirty fighter. Man.
yeah, there's a
I fight dirty.
Anyway.
I bite.
Didn't you
I
break
flop.
somebody's ribs and nose in high school or something?
Yeah. I got into a few fights in high school.
Wow. But what did we fight about? Not really that much because I didn't really pick fights with you guys. Well, Andy was like my like a little kid, like my baby.
Yeah,
like
we
my
couldn't
son.
really fight him. That would have been.
You did though, shockingly, because you're evil. I never fought Andy ever.
You know,
Never did I fight Andy.
It's like hitting an 8-year-old, man.
I think.
Something about taking it out on a hopeless little person. I mean, you're just the worst.
I didn't punch with a fist.
Men
we had
sometimes
box-
have to take.
we had
We
boxing
We had
gloves on.
Big puffy ones, but
Big
still.
puffy ones, but still, I shouldn't have taken a swing at him. But I did take a swing at him.
You're not
It makes you
stable.
hysterical.
Something is
I find
something's
it
not
funny.
right. Something's
It
not
really
well. Wow, you took a swing at him. Huh?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Just
When was
wanted to-
this?
just
I
wanted to-
remember it.
I probably was. He was
I was
probably
8 or young. Or,
like 8 or 9.
I was young.
Oh, so you were like
Matt also
17.
broke my nose with a frisbee. He threw a frisbee at me and
That's
broke my
true.
nose.
But
Okay.
that was unintentional.
Okay.
Yeah, that was unintentional.
You caught it with your face.
Mhm.
That was a huge problem.
Not to mention, I was 100 feet away.
You didn't mean it. Yeah.
Down a driveway.
It was-
Square
that
in the
was an
eyes,
amazing-
dude. It hit me square. I mean, I don't know how.
Andy,
Yeah.
get your frisbee.
It was so far away that I thought it wasn't coming.
Yeah.
Someone called, I think it was Dad or somebody called my name, and I turned around, and then when I came back, it just smacked me right in the face, but like right in the bridge of my nose.
Wow.
Right
I
here.
mean, how
Dun,
crazy
dun,
is
dun,
that?
dun, dun, dun.
I mean, it was
The whole
wild.
song played while the thing was traveling.
Yeah.
too.
It was insane.
That
That's
really
amazing.
was
Yeah.
the ridiculousness of that.
You did that in our front driveway, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember, I almost hit you. The one time I felt pure rage was when you ran over a couple of my cars, like instantly.
Yeah.
You know, you smashed one car with my other car.
I remember
was
that.
Very mad at
You know,
but
that was
not
bad
that
because
story.
we had these bar stools at our old house on Rancho that were like, these bar stools were, I mean, they were iron.
They were killers.
They were 120 pounds, probably a stool. I'm not kidding with these rebar. They were made of rebar. They were vicious
They were
things.
heavy.
Heavy, and if you
ridiculous.
touched them, you were walking away with,
Yeah.
and those went flying. And I remember that was like,
Yeah.
you guys knocked those over.
Oh, yeah. We
That was probably
cleared
800 pounds worth of furniture. I'm not kidding.
We
Like
cleared the
those
entire
things
living
were,
room.
yeah,
Because I was chasing you.
yeah.
No, we were going back and forth. It wasn't just chasing.
There's
Remember?
chasing and you're throwing stuff.
they were
at each other.
wrestling.
I think you
I don't
were
know, there's-
throwing them. I wasn't throwing them. I
There
think
was
you
throwing.
threw them at me. And I was just
Maybe.
trying to get
And
you
then I
down to the
remember it. So
ground.
I do remember this vividly. And at one point, somebody, mom or dad or someone was like, not the piano, because everything else was breaking around us.
Pick this up, yeah.
And you guys were like, not.
Then our grandmother came in and we picked her up. Oh, that's
threw her out of the.
Yeah.
everything is
Boy, stop.
Do you know what that fight was about? Do you know what that fight was about?
I don't even remember.
See, that's a good little
Dude,
life
that-
lesson.
We got to use that in a
It's a
movie.
good little life lesson. The biggest fight we've ever
a
had.
brotherly
I literally
fight.
don't
that
remember
just
what it was
turns
about.
into-
We can't even remember what
I
the heck
do.
the
It was a
disagreement
car.
was.
It was the Viper.
Was it the Viper?
It was the Viper.
Was it?
But then it led into. I think it was, or maybe not, but I think that was the Viper.
Well, you hit that and then you backed up into another thing. And then it was a bad 24 hours.
It was
for
a
you.
bad little stretch.
Yep. We had, like, our family had like 4 cars at the time and you destroyed all of them
Yeah.
in a matter of an afternoon.
I was 15
You
and
know
a
what?
half.
I'm going to take this
And
one
the trash
instead.
cans.
And the trash can.
You hit all the
Back
trash
right in.
cans. Yeah,
Yeah.
and mom's car.
It was my
Mom's
first
car.
day
And
driving,
both
actually. I
of-
think it was.
Both it was mom's
Dude,
car,
that
both of
was
Joe's,
something else.
two of Joe's cars, all the trash cans, and I want to say the gate or the like something.
Mhm. The claw box.
Andy once
The callbacks. Oh.
Andy once borrowed my prized possession.
Which I wish you still had.
1969
Best. Drove
Mint Bronco.
drove like a piece of crap.
Well,
I mean,
there
this
wasn't
thing.
power steering. There wasn't power steering.
There wasn't, by the way,
And
can
you
I
go
give a
like-
shout out to Vintage Broncos?
Dude, vintage Broncos. Hook the brotherly love pod.
Please.
We want a matte black Bronco with this on the side
Damn.
and vintage
my
Broncos right
gosh.
underneath it, and we will drive this thing
If you were to
around
pull up their
LA.
logo and flash it, Vintage Broncos on
They're amazing.
on
Hook up the
Instagram.
brotherly love
They
pod.
follow me. We actually
too.
talked.
I
Oh,
have
cool.
two. I have
They're
two.
the best.
They
They're
are
the
the
best.
coolest.
Did you see? You
And
know
they're
what?
local, right?
They're local. You know
No,
what I
it's-
love?
No.
No,
No, where are they?
but they're not local. But
You
it
know what I
doesn't
love
matter.
most
They
about
think
them
You can,
Is they do little cool things.
yeah, like power windows, but they're
but
the
the
old
original. So
Oh.
you have the crank window,
But it's-
but they make
you
it
just
power.
You just
yeah,
touch it.
and
Yes,
it goes out. It's so
dude.
cool. They're the best. We honestly, imagine a matte black one
Oh my gosh!
That'd
with
be
that on the side, like
sick.
probably
the
that.
back.
I heard that they put a Tesla battery on one.
I never heard that.
I
But
haven't heard that, but it's possible.
sure,
They're doing amazing.
dude, you could do lots
They're
of cool
doing
stuff.
amazing things.
Yeah, they're really
doing
cool.
amazing things.
Yeah,
The cars
I
are
borrowed that.
sick.
I wish you still had it. Matt,
I
I
know.
borrowed that Bronco and I just destroyed it one day.
And he leaves it in the driveway and he tries
Wait,
to.
what did you do to
he
it?
tries to explain it away as like something fell on it or something.
No, I was just the long driveway.
He just.
Yeah.
Well, there's no power steering, and I just
No
learned
power
to
steering.
drive. And I think I was like in reverse.
Yeah.
And I used to like whip out of that, and I had an M3, so it was very easy to
He
drive.
just took out the gate.
No, the side hedges. Like I just went down the one side.
Did he scratch it?
Oh yeah,
Oh my god.
yeah. But we learned the Bronco was not originally silver. Then it was yellow.
Yeah, it's true. It was originally yellow.
Yeah, that was a good little experiment.
Yeah.
It was gunmetal, wasn't it?
Yeah,
It
but,
was- I had a
but
gunmetal.
before it was like a pale yellow.
Pale
Really?
yellow.
That was the and then after that,
Which is
I think
also
it,
sick.
which is really
pale
cool.
yellow.
And then it was like a pale blue, like it was painted 3 times.
Yeah, painted 3 times in its life.
But it's
original
first,
blue.
yeah, and
it was
I
painted
figured
yellow.
it out from my
And then
scraping.
in the 70s, it
took
was
off 3
painted
layers of paint.
yellow, and then in the
Yeah.
90s, it was painted. Right when I
Yeah,
well,
Was it
yeah, early
69?
90s, it was by a cop.
yeah, it was
It was
gunmetal.
The third owner.
So cool, so cool.
I painted
cool.
gunmetal. Yeah.
We need another.
Dude,
one.
you had that car before it became.
Cool. I know.
Well, like they were always cool, but before they became like
A thing.
I know.
insanely expensive.
Right.
Like
Now
you had
they're-
that car, and people that liked them loved them.
Do you know how
but
much they
now-
were?
Oh, I know. They were now.
15.
I know.
I know.
20?
I
Now they're
know.
Mint.
now they're well over another 6 figures.
Perfect. Can like.
I know.
Now a mint one is 6 figures.
Oh, easy.
Oh.
Easy. Like we're talking like 120 for like a nice one. Yours would have been at least 100 grand, if not more. I mean, yours needed some upgrades, but power steering and shit. But Yeah. really nice. Do you remember? Yeah. That was
Also,
just
the
sweet.
body had zero
no
rust.
Yeah, it was really
That's the
nice.
big deal when you get an old car.
Yeah.
From a 69 to not have, which because it was kept
'Cause
in a.
when you got it, it was like 30 years old, right?
It was a 69. You got it in
You got it
98, 99?
99, something like that,
You
right?
had it
Yeah.
around then because I
Only
just,
30 dude, think about that. It was only 30 years old.
I got to be honest
Well,
with
that's
you.
old as hell, but think about this. That's like a 95.
I
today.
used to, I would drive.
That's weird. Dude, that's so weird.
Isn't that
bro.
scary? A
in the
95.
year 2000.
I
know.
I would
Wow.
I learned to drive. I like that was like because I didn't get my car because you ordered it for me and it was taking forever.
Right.
It seemed like such an ancient.
So Matt let me
vehicle.
drive his Bronco, and
Wow.
I remember. I mean honestly, like the car was people liked it everywhere
People
I drive it.
love
Oh
that
my
car.
I mean,
gosh.
you would have
It was such an eye.
Well, you had those big off-road tires.
people
Oh.
were
You had it hooked up like well ahead of its time.
It
With
looked
with
like
with
a-
the little wheels.
Yeah,
with
it
like the little
looked-
17-inch
Yeah, it
radials.
looked
but you
like
had,
driving it was really fun.
It looked like a Matchbox.
You know
car
when you
that
had
sat
it?
on the road.
I
It was the
remember we
coolest
had it
thing
on
ever.
9/11, and after that happened, we put that big American
American
flag,
flag,
in the
and I
back,
drove
and
down
we drove down Ventura,
Ventura
Boulevard,
Boulevard.
dude,
and people
that
were
was-
like,
and all the way by Van Nuys.
back
and
when
it was,
people would cheer on the American
and there was
flag.
there was
they do. They
there
do.
was
I know
the
they
streets were
do,
lined
but-
with people cheering with American flags.
but
That was
was-
awesome.
a really cool.
Convertible. Oh, such a what a
Everybody
moment.
came together moment.
Yeah.
Remember that
country,
tape
for the
you had
country.
around?
Yeah.
That
Black and white, like the black tape,
The
electrical tape with the
yeah.
white on the
No,
rebar.
it was roll tape.
yeah.
That's exactly what it's called. Roll bar tape.
That's
And
so sweet.
around all the.
You know, the sheer sheet covers for a minute until they got nasty. The shearling seat covers,
Oh yeah.
Yes, you did.
just for a second.
Just
and then
so
they
it was
got
all
nasty.
black
Yeah,
leather.
black leather.
Yeah, sick, bro.
Had the
Racing.
You did put a
racing
sound
harnesses.
system in it.
Yeah.
Had that
Great
little
sound system.
Alpina, the Alpine,
Dude,
the
that
Alpine
truck
sound system.
was so
Great
sweet.
sound
I wish
system.
we still had that,
I
man.
know.
That car would be worth a fortune if you still had it.
I know.
Because it's original.
It was original.
Like just
All
to put in
original dolls.
perspective, these vintage,
Both original fuel tanks, everything.
the vintage
like-
Broncos, the vintage Bronco, the one that this amazing company,
Yeah.
like they're extremely expensive cars, like $250 for those cars. Yeah, dude.
Oh, mine would have just been.
And they made them, by the
way.
way. They
The
made
only
them
thing
for
that made mine
everybody.
different would have been little trinkets, like
yeah,
Do you remember?
like the little trinkets. Wow.
yours is all original. I mean, like 90% of it was original,
Yeah.
which is crazy. Upgraded wheels and tires, which everybody did. You had
Yeah.
those incredible shocks. They put great
Yeah.
shocks on it,
Yep.
but it was all the original steering, original engine. I mean, dude, that
Everything.
was original. Remember the grill in the front was
Everything.
beautiful. Oh my God, it was perfect.
It was
There was
literally
original
perfect.
and there was not a ding in it.
No,
It was, dude, it was beautiful.
it was.
I mean, every panel on that car was mint. And that's where you talk about the money because there was no replacement of panels.
right,
Repainting is fine.
right,
There was not one panel that
right.
had been messed with.
No.
So it was they were lined up like
That's
factory.
exactly right.
Brilliant. I remember.
The doors closed. I
Oh,
mean, everything
dude,
was perfect. The
it
back hatch
was-
was perfect every time. Like it
'Cause
never
it was,
had.
let me tell you something. What you paid for it at the time was actually expensive. You could have gotten one for cheaper than that. You know?
Wow.
We should have
That's-
just been
I mean, think
buying
about it.
Broncos.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
You're
I mean,
right.
paying what? What'd you pay? 20 grand or something?
No,
for that?
15.
Okay. So paying 15 or 20 grand in 99 for a Bronco, they were not,
No,
they were not,
That was.
they were not taboo.
That would have
98.
been 98.
Yeah. They were not taboo. So like they were cool cars, but they were not like what they,
That's a steal. For
That's
that
what I'm talking
fucking
about.
Bronco, dude.
but
Yeah.
back then you could have gotten one for probably 8, 9.
You're right.
You
No, I know.
paid
You're right.
a premium. Remember?
I remember because
There
it
were
was,
cheaper
it was a
ones you were
second-
looking at.
It was a second truck. You're right, and there was like a yellowy color one. I was like,
Yes.
yes, that's kind of cool, and it was like $9 grand.
Right. It was cheaper. I'm telling you, you paid a premium because the guy had the body on this
And
thing
that's-
was perfect.
The reason why I know that is because they took me through it. There were 2 small spots of rust, and that's why it was 9,000 versus
Right.
10 to 15. Is because there were 2 small spots that were repatched, but
Right.
that's not original.
No.
This truck,
Yep.
was original.
That car
No rust.
today, that car
Amazing.
today, as is, like Andy was saying, would be over $100,000.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Never should have gotten rid of that one.
No.
Any
It's
other
like I never should have
scuffles?
gotten rid of my 55 Thunderbird.
I know.
That was an amazing car. Original. All original. Anyway.
Outside of that, did we get any scuffles? No, not really,
Fights,
man.
I mean,
I punched you in the face once.
you did. But I was goading him into
I was
doing
a
it.
kid, though.
But how about this? I didn't I didn't retaliate though.
No.
What an amazing. In that moment, I was like Gandhi. In that moment, if you think about how,
Or you
amazing-
were crying on the ground.
I was crying. I was very upset. But I went
You
like
couldn't
this. I was,
see. That's right.
I'll never forget. I was standing over him
He
going,
knocked him down.
I'll
One
never
punch.
forget it. What are you gonna do? Like this, because Matt was little before he grew up. He was like little. And it's like, what are you gonna do? You gonna punch me?
Yeah.
And he went like this. Bang! Right here, dude. I was like,
Popped him.
yes. Yep. I was crying. I love Dad's version of the story. It started. I mean, yeah.
It's true.
The worst.
It's true.
How great is that,
I
dude?
know, dude.
Dude,
I
that is
know.
such a great. That's so good.
But I didn't retaliate. I just
So
want everyone
true.
to know out there. I did not retaliate.
God, I could see that hard cut to you just crying.
Oh yeah.
Daddy,
I mean,
Oh yeah. Well,
you really stumbled him.
yeah.
Like,
I mean, think about it.
you stumbled back.
I mean, anybody hitting anybody. He was probably 9. Hit me
No, dude.
7.
This was downstairs in Revelation Road.
All right,
Like,
so you were 7. You were probably 7. I was.
I
Probably like 10,
mean,
10 or 11. It was like late 80s.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Maybe you were like 6 or 7.
Yeah, I
you're
was
right.
young,
You're right. I was like
dude.
9 or 10.
Yeah.
So it was like 87.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're right. But still, it was traumatic. Actually, it haunts me. I have to take magnesium at night because I don't sleep because of it.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Um,
But what else? Well, I'm thinking of other fights.
Well, it's the funny thing is now here's the thing, right? Now, Joe, I've always, I guess because I was the little one, I had, the little brother when it comes to Joe. I was punching up to the bigger brother and he never punched down, which was great. So I never saw Joe throw a punch, except for once in my life. For once in my life.
When did I
And
throw a
saw
punch?
my brother punch. This is a hilarious story too, because I've literally never seen Joe throw a punch. And then one
Maybe
night,
editing this whole thing out.
we're all at, it's like him, my best buddy, Joe's good buddy, Andy had a couple of friends, and we all, it was like, it had been a while, and we were all decided to go out to a bar like men should and grab a beer.
Gosh.
And it turned into kind of a fiasco because there were some rowdy people.
Okay.
There was, some, and then we were trying to leave and a fight broke out in front of this bar. And we were all trying to leave.
Mm-hmm.
And the funny thing is that I was now on the other side of the street, totally clear of it all. And I see you coming out and you don't know what to do. And there's this drunk, belligerent guy.
Oh, yeah.
That's not what happened.
And he's coming up to you.
No. Let me tell the story because hold on, I was there. That's not what happened. I was there.
Okay. Well, I was
No.
across the street because I was
That's
like,
not
well,
what
I'm just going to
happened.
get out of
We
this
went-
mess
no,
and
that's
watch.
not what happened. We went out one night, and when we were leaving,
Right. Oh,
it
okay.
got rowdy. And,
Still correct.
And a girl, one of the girls we were with in the group, got pushed
Oh.
by this other girl or whatever into the street, whatever. So we and was getting like pretty beat up by this other girl. So myself and this guy broke up the fight. And in breaking up the fight, one of the crazy girls hit me in the face with a shoe. Okay? Right? This is true.
Wow. I didn't
So
know
then-
that part of it.
So
You got
then
hit in the face with a shoe?
yeah, so then her boyfriend saw her hit me and thought that I was like maybe like aggressing, and the boyfriend was this drunk stumbly guy. This is what happened. So the boyfriend comes up to me and goes to throw a punch, and I duck it and I hit him, but I hit him in the stomach, and he goes over, and somebody goes, Andy, this is what happened. He goes, Andy. And I think it's Joe that's yelling at me that's going, Andy. So the guy stands up and now Joe's there. And he turns to Joe and he goes, Andy. And he goes to take a punch and he misses Joe. And Joe just looks at him and goes like this. Pop! And the guy spins around and drops down.
I don't know. That's
the story.
Is where?
At least
year,
that's the story that I
what
saw. you
year
hit
was
somebody. It was outside of
Yeah, and it's got to be it because I was just across the street. Anyway,
Hollywood and.
But what year?
from my perspective,
Wow.
I'm across
I don't
the
know.
street and I see this
Early
guy.
2000s.
I see this guy go like this,
Yeah,
and I see
he was
Joe standing
really
there,
drunk, yeah.
and Joe's that had barely one beer. He's like this,
The
and
guy was really
goes,
drunk.
and Joe just goes,
Yeah.
and the guy misses.
Yeah.
Like you didn't even have to move.
No.
You just went.
Yeah, it was like you didn't even know what to do. You're just like, ugh, and you just hit him and he goes, ugh, and spun around. Yeah,
It's
Funniest
funny.
thing from across the
Funny.
street.
but he
was
thought,
really
yeah, it was really
hilarious.
fun. Andy,
It's funny stuff.
and yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
Well,
gosh.
That's funny. That
Yeah,
really
I'm trying
is
to think if
funny.
there was another time that
Did you ever get any other fights? Well, you got in some fights at school.
I got into fights.
I got into a couple of fights at school only because they would just pick on me. You too, right? Yeah,
absolutely.
So I got thrown in some trash cans and all that kind of stuff. that we
I got
talked
thrown
about.
off a hill.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
And you got thrown out of a plane.
Yeah.
When you're very young.
He's kind of.
Good thing he had his backup parachute.
Oh gosh. And Young Bones. There were
Bounces.
Oh, gosh. I threw my buddy Naveed on a ping pong over a ping or through a ping pong table a couple times.
a couple of. What do you mean? What? Why? After the first time, what happened? You're like, hey, guess what? This
We
is
were
one of
just
those times again.
Joshing each other.
Oh, okay.
I mean, no, we weren't. He was angry, and I had to do something that required me to throw him through the ping pong table
Oh, nice.
multiple times.
Wow.
Oh, my buddy Oren. I didn't. Again, this wasn't a fight, but this was fun. We were drunk because I used to drunken scrap with like Andy Shaw. Remember, he would always slap me.
Mm-hmm.
Our friend Andy Shaw, we would slap each other very hard in the face.
You were doing the slap.
Oh,
slap
it's real.
contest
No, we
before.
would one time in San Francisco, we were
Oh, it was
slapping
bad.
each other
No.
so hard, dude. I don't know what we were thinking. It was really bad. The next day,
It was the most random
Yeah.
evening. Okay,
You're
first
the house
we go up.
party.
Wait, hold on. We go up to visit my best friend
Yeah.
from childhood
What was he doing up there?
in grad school up there in I don't know which one, but up there in San Francisco. Anyway, so he's like, I've been here.
Attention to detail.
This is-
matters.
We were really close, right? We spent almost every day together
Yeah.
through grade school,
he's
high
like
school,
he's a family member.
and then
Well, he is.
He's a
family.
family.
when he went
He's
to
not,
college. I spent
yeah.
more time out of class at UCLA than I did at USC because he was at UCLA.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, but then he goes to grad school and it'd been like a year and a half had gone by and we hadn't seen each other. It was a long time at that point.
It
in
was a
our
long
lives.
time.
Yeah, yeah.
He was like, you haven't come up and visit me. So I was like, okay, let's go up and anyone wanted to come along. Let's go up and visit him, hang out with Shaw.
We went to Dave Matthews.
And we went to Dave Matthews Club, but what the randomness was, we go up there and he lived in this neighborhood. And he was like,
2000s?
let's just go for a walk. I was like, what are we going to do tonight? We're just going to go for a walk. That's what he said. I was like, come on, don't be, this is weird. Sure enough, that's what he really had planned that. We go for a walk. And I guess they're just these random house parties. And as long as you bring, he would pretend like he was bringing something. He would literally go over and pick up one of their alcohol bottles, pretend like he was bringing it in. You got accepted into these house parties. Even though some people were like, who are these guys?
You're like wedding crashers.
It was wedding crashers.
We're Uncle Ned's kids.
It was wedding
That
crashers.
was a little, yeah.
Ned's kids.
The
How's
way
he doing?
we went into a house party
You know
and
him and
he didn't tell us. That was funny. Is we thought he knew somebody at the
Right.
house party.
He didn't tell us.
And he's walking around.
We
We
were-
were like, "Where's the bathroom?" He's like, "I don't know." And we're like, "Wait." And he's like, "I've never been here before. I don't know these people." And we're like, "Dude, you brought us in here."
Oh,
And he didn't know anybody. So that's what was so funny.
What the
And then
hell?
and then
You did it on
and then
purpose.
slapping ensued.
And then it started
But wait.
into this.
Terrible,
Terrible-
terrible slap fight. It lasted for years, honestly, but
Years.
that was a really bad one.
randomly in the middle of nowhere, a completely inappropriate
place. It was a
point of time and
full
place.
on slap.
A full hard on
Yeah.
I mean, we were,
Open handed.
50s Cafe. We went to Marmalade Cafe.
Yeah.
The Vatican. What?
Yes.
You guys were just slapping each other everywhere, all over the
Europe.
world.
Yeah, all over.
It was
Prague.
ridiculous.
And no, my buddy Oren once. My favorite. I love this. This is a great move. Anyone ever jumps on your back, jumps on your back, if you can, grab their arms and restrain them so they can't get off, and then with all your might, go down and leap up, and then fall on them. I did that to my
No, you
bud.
did not.
Yeah,
Oh, boy.
it was bad. I didn't mean to hurt him.
Really hurt somebody. Out.
Well, he was
Yeah.
drunkenly jumped on my back.
Yeah, you can't have that.
So I had to shake him off.
I
But isn't that a
know.
great one? Is you grab them and then you just
Mm.
goodbye.
Mm.
Yeah, it's good.
Squash 'em.
I'll tell you what. I
Pancake 'em,
can
baby.
tell you this. Anytime I have resorted to violence with you two guys, I've always regretted it.
Yeah, I know, of course.
And I've never, I've always gone, if I could take those moments back, especially with you two guys, I would. So even though
I appreciate it.
maybe I punched you guys a few times,
Yeah, you did.
maybe broke your nose, never really
You
broke
broke my
anything
heart.
when you
Broke my heart.
broke your heart. But
Stupid.
So
I
stupid.
apologize. And I'm,
No,
I
violence.
feel like we
always
just
regret
turned
it.
into season 2 of Tulsa King. Have you guys seen this show?
We've said this before, Joe.
Not on this show, we haven't.
Some show.
We said in real life. We said it off. We said it off the mic.
and he's lost his way.
I
He doesn't know what's podcast and what's
He
real
doesn't
life
know anything
anymore.
We've talked about this.
Well, we've
I
had
was like,
this
you mean on the phone
conversation.
last night? What are you? You're such a
I
freak.
don't know. It's real life. Haven't we had
No.
this conversation
Have
on
you
this
seen
show?
season 2 of Tulsa King?
Thank you, all-knowing Sam.
We did. Oh.
Literally,
So is it me or is it Joe?
Oh gosh.
Not only have we had this conversation on this show, we've had this conversation also in real life. So now this would be the third
Third
time.
time.
I just
do
can't.
it.
I just can't.
I
I
can't
just
What's
can't
that
get
old
over it.
expression that I don't like? Don't beat a dead horse over the head. What is it?
I don't.
Oh God!
I
Don't
don't-
beat a dead horse twice.
Oh,
Don't beat
terrible.
a dead horse over the head. That's the worst.
But why do we have to say that expression?
Can we just
I don't
stop
like that
after?
expression.
Can we just stop after the dead horse part?
I know.
Don't beat a dead horse. Isn't that enough?
I know.
I think that's the expression.
that's
Another
wait,
East Coast
don't-
expression.
Don't beat a dead horse.
That's already dead. That's the expression, right?
No,
you
it's
don't beat a dead horse.
It's dead. It's a
What is it?
dead
No,
horse.
but what is it?
You don't beat a dead horse.
No, that's not it. I
Don't
know
beat
there's
it.
another. There's a second part of it.
I think it's don't beat a dead horse twice or something like that.
Okay, we got to figure this out now.
Why would you beat a dead horse to begin with? It's don't
Hold
beat a
on.
dead horse.
No,
Oh my
hold on. What is the?
You know what? Another one that is not a good expression is like,
Expression.
"Oh, this is dog meat." You know, it's like, which is terrible. My wife hates that one because she loves dogs so much, and I
Yeah,
get
like
it.
that one either.
So just coming from the East
What
Coast,
about
I've said
what
that.
about don't
like, oh,
don't
this is
piss on
dog
my
meat.
leg and tell
Like
me
it
it's
isn't
raining.
good. Don't piss on my leg and tell me it's raining.
That's a gross one. Like
Well-
who came up with that one?
Well, probably because
Damn it, he's pissing on my leg again.
no,
like,
but it's
what?
just about someone who's not being truthful. So it's like you're
What's the
telling me it's
expression,
raining,
Matt?
but it's actually your urine. You know, Matt, you look it up?
You're right. Don't beat a dead horse twice.
Yeah, yeah.
Why would you beat it once? It's dead. It's like
I don't know.
Well, the obvious thing is
I
that
don't know.
It's already passed away. So why would you then club it again? You know, it doesn't make any sense.
yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Beating anything is not good, but
No,
twice makes you
it's weird.
very weird.
Sadistic.
There's
Yeah.
something that a little.
Opportunistic.
It's so
Let's go
weird
to this weird rap.
when I see somebody being cruel or violent towards animals.
Don't
or
be
something's
cruel, man.
helpless. A little part of me breaks inside.
I know.
Like I
I know.
actually, that really affects me.
Horrible.
When I see
Animals and children.
oof,
I
Oh.
saw.
So I can't even.
man.
I don't even like watching. Honestly,
Like I could
fictional
see myself going.
shows-
You know when you're like, how
fictional
do you
shows
lose
when
your
it
mind
comes
and
to
go
kids,
insane?
I can't do it.
That I could maybe go insane
I
over.
can't do it.
Who's talking? Are they both talking at the same time? You guys instead of a beat me. Wouldn't work.
You have the floor, Andy. Just speak.
I
your
once
mind.
saw 2 times in my life that I was enraged.
Boring.
Go ahead. I'm just kidding.
2 times in my life I was enraged. One of them now.
Oh, gosh.
No, I saw a father like really yelling at his daughter, and I was like a little bit I think it was his father. I don't really know, but it was like scolding his daughter on a street corner, and it was just awful. It was not a way to handle. It was really made me upset, and I think I said something to him. I was like, I said something. I mean, chill, pal. You know, and I shouldn't have, but I did. I couldn't help myself. I just said, chill, pal. I didn't want to embarrass him in front of his little girl, or
No,
like,
I'm
make
with
it-
you, man.
But I just said chill because it was like someone
get
needed
it.
to, and I think it actually worked because he did reset after that. The other
Well, that's
time,
good then.
the other time was when a guy was like really dragging a dog on the street.
Oh man,
I stopped my
terrible.
car and got out, and I was like, dude, I'm going to put you on a leash and do that to you unless you stop.
Nice.
And then he did.
Nice. Well,
Luckily, he was a small guy.
yeah. Don't beat a dead horse twice, pal. You just use all these sayings that don't even make sense. Like what? You know?
Don't
What
piss on my leg and tell me it's raining.
Yeah.
Don't piss on the dead horse twice. What? That's not even.
What
one of
about
them.
what about this cringeworthy expression? That's above my pay grade. The worst. Like, oh, there's such dad sayings, you know.
Yeah, no. That's funny.
I'm gonna do a little of the heavy lifting. I've done all the heavy lifting,
Yeah.
yeah.
metaphorically speaking. And somebody let the cat out of the bag. What's a cat
Can't put
doing?
Can't put that in the box.
Yeah, what
back
is
in the
cat
box.
doing in a
in the
bag to
bag.
begin with?
Oh well, now you've let the cat out of the
I
bag.
don't know, that's an odd
What
one.
does that even
That sounds
mean?
Cruel.
What is that like?
Back in the box too, right? You can't put it back in the box.
Once you take it, yeah.
And dick in a box.
How about don't cry
You put
over
your dick
spilled
in a
milk?
box.
What?
Don't cry over spilled milk. Remember that's the Justin Timberlake thing
You know? Yeah.
with Jimmy Fallon,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or is it Jimmy Fallon?
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't cry over spilled milk, guys.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
How precious was milk
Yeah.
that it spawned an expression?
Where do you think this came from?
If a little bit spilled,
We
you're
just,
like,
need
ah.
to, we just need to get our ducks in a row. What? What do
Hunting?
you mean? What is? But where? Maybe. But where would that? We got to line them up, put them in a
ducks
row.
in a row.
I know what Saved by the Bell's from.
What?
Okay, the TV show.
No, when they used to bury people in the graveyards, they would prematurely bury them, so they would tie a
Oh,
string
yes.
to their
That's
toe
right.
with a bell, and
And he's
if the bell
absolutely
would
correct.
ring, they would know, oh shit, we accidentally buried that guy or lady.
true.
Yeah.
They're still alive, and they would
Yeah.
dig them up.
How crazy is that?
Oops.
Oh my god.
What about hey?
Could you imagine? You fall asleep, have a little party night, and get a little snoozy and fall asleep. You wake up. And
This
you're
guy, he's dead. I don't know what happened. Went to the company party. And now he's dead.
Hey, I got to explain.
Take him off.
Look at him. He's not saying a word. Come on, speak up. What's a cat got your tongue? First of all, what is that expression? What is the cat doing with your tongue?
Cats are favorite are in a lot of these expressions. Did
Was
you?
a cat got? I know.
What is that
Cat
about?
got your tongue.
Do they swat maybe and
I don't know.
get your tongue if you go like this? The
I don't
cat's like,
When do you normally approach a cat tongue first?
I would never do that.
Me
No,
either.
but
I don't know.
I'm thinking maybe that's what's happening.
What are the other ones? There's some other good expressions.
We're not doing good expressions.
I just
guys.
like it now. I'm curious.
I know. Me too.
Are there any others fun ones?
I don't know. I can look some up. Let me see here. Funny expressions.
If it walks like a duck, if it quacks like a duck, it's a duck.
I know, right? Oh, this is corporate jargon buzzwords. Please don't ever use them. This is my love it. Ready? Here they go. Yeah, that's a lot of low hanging fruit.
Oh yeah.
Or I'm gonna touch base with you later. Win-win. It's a win-win.
That's a win-win.
Yeah. Moving the needle. We're moving the needle.
That's a good one. Yeah.
But why?
Kill two birds with one
Stone. Yeah, that's a weird one.
Wait. It's a bird in the hand. It's
better
worth
than
two in a bush.
Yeah,
I love that one.
that's a good one.
Love that
But
one.
isn't that one a biblical one? That one's biblical.
I
Was it?
think
Just like cast your
Probably.
pearls to swine. Don't
well,
cast
that
your-
is
Yeah,
yes.
don't cast
100%.
your pearls to swine. You got to say it like that, though.
like a Sith Lord.
Yeah, you don't cast your pearls. to
Shakespeare?
swine. Yeah. I often would love to do that line fully operational in a bunch of, if that's from Star Wars, right? It's fully operational.
Yeah, it's fully operational.
But in a bunch of different dialects. It'd be so much, that'd be funny. Let's see. I was looking up cherry blossom trees. But
What?
I mean, I was looking it up. I love cherry blossom
You like
trees.
cherry
They're so
blossoms,
pretty.
huh?
So pretty, yeah. Yeah.
What?
So you like
Yep.
your long driveway lined with cherry blossoms?
I love those.
There's a lot.
You know what else I love too? Are
Pollen.
olive trees. They're beautiful.
Olive trees are nice.
They're very specific. They're very Mediterranean because of that silvery tint to their needle-like almost leaf that it's very specific. Yes, they go very well with certain.
They need sunlight.
That's a good.
Oh my God.
Good call.
I got-
most plants do.
Guys,
And
guys,
water.
not jumping around too much here, but what about this saying? And he slept like a little baby. They don't sleep. Babies do not
Mm.
sleep.
Well,
They don't.
Well, they sleep all the time.
The only person you can trust is yourself. What kind of horrible lives have people had that they say, wait, the only person you can trust is yourself? You can't trust anybody else?
so
but
give us a
you?
couple more, then we got to wrap
How
this
about
up.
how about this? Because this is something that
I got places to be.
I heard
People
that
got things
I
to
really
do.
like. You can buy a bed, but you can't buy good sleep. You can pay the doctor, but you can't pay for health.
It's true.
You can.
Don't be a stranger now. What? Why? This is what I love. This person was so funny. They were like, first of all, this is the comment. They said, first of all, it's just kind of annoying to say this. Secondly, the only person who has ever said this to me is the person that I kind of hope I don't ever have to hang out with again. Don't you be a stranger now. It's a funny one. Life is short. The early bird catches the worm.
I love that one.
That's a funny
I think that's
that's a good one.
Benjamin Franklin.
It
If
is
I'm
Ben
not
Franklin.
if I'm not
It is
mistaken.
Benjamin Franklin.
A picture is worth 1,000 words.
And you know what's funny? On the East Coast, there was this amazing thing. Where you'd see the robins, and they would bob for worms on the fields. And it's just not something that you see a lot really anymore. But also on the West Coast, you just don't get that. But that's a very East Coast of the
It is.
North America
It is.
bird behavior,
It is.
and that's why when he would watch that every morning. 'Cause to be honest, I remember when I'd get up for school every morning and I'd look and see the robins in the backyard bobbing
Right.
for worms.
Right. So cool.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'll leave you with this. There are 3 things in life that can't be hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth.
Very true.
It's true.
Buddha.
Yeah.
Everybody,
And
thank
there's
you
two
so
things
much.
that matter to me. Whatever this is, and gold.
That's from City Slickers.
Let's go get it.
It's from City Slickers 2.
The curse
Jack
of Curly's
Palance.
gold.
I love it.
Jack
Great.
Palance, right?
That was the best piece of advice ever.
It was City Slickers too.
You
Whatever
said
the
there
hell
was
this
always
is.
one thing.
Gold.
Yeah,
Let's go get it. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for
Yes.
joining us here on the Brotherly Love Pod.
Yo, wait.
Please like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Check out our premium feed and
No, go to YouTube, man. That's what we like
and
to be.
subscribe
You
to
know
our
the old
YouTube.
saying?
Thank you.
Go to YouTube. What? That's not a saying, Joe. Yes, it is. God bless everybody. Have a great weekend.
Bye.
Bye. We're gonna keep coming up with the cringeworthy sayings.
Hey, what's up, everybody? The
Lawrence brothers are here.
Thank you so much for enjoying this week's episode of the Brotherly Love Pod.
And if you want more of this show, check out our premium feed on Supercast.
That's right, where you'll see ad-free episodes, monthly AMAs, behind-the-scene content, and so much more.
That's brotherlylove.supercast.com to join.
Check out our link tree and subscribe on all platforms.
We'll see you all next week.